Hello, everyone, and welcome. My name is Indigiju Anamambola, Communications Officer at African Food Changemakers, and I am thrilled to be your host for today's exciting Sahel Scholars Conference 2025. So whether you're joining us from morning, afternoon, or evening, we are delighted to have you here with us. On behalf of Sahel Consulting, Agriculture and Nutrition Limited, Sahel Capital, and African Food Changemakers, it is my pleasure to welcome you to this very special event. I would like to especially welcome and appreciate our guest speakers, partners, entrepreneurs, student participants, stakeholders from all across Africa and the world who have joined us today. We have had over 2,000 persons register for this event, attesting to the importance of this conference, and we want to thank each and every one of you for taking our time out of your busy schedule to join us today. But before we go forward, we'd love to connect with you. So kindly introduce yourself in the chat box using this format, your name, country, school, institution, and do not forget to use your most favorite emoji to tell us how excited you are about this conference. So I would repeat the format again. Kindly introduce your name, your country, and your institution. Ensure you are repping your school, your country also. I'll be going to the chat box to see everyone who has, those who have started introducing themselves, and then give them a special shout out for engaging in the comment. Okay, so I can see someone from Rwanda, University of Rwanda, Vies Mugenzi. It's amazing to have you today with us. I can see Chibuke from Imo. I'm seeing Ebele Emmanuel. Shout out to you. He's from Federal University of Agriculture, Makodi. I can see somebody who's excited. Halima Bodemasi, she said the D-Day is here and she cannot wait to meet our amazing guests. We can't wait also. And I can also see, now I'm getting overwhelmed. I can see a lot of persons joining us. Cote d'Ivoire, Kaisheri, Makodi, Nigeria, South Africa. So I'm just going to be calling the names and the school. So if I call your name, just give me your best emoji: dancing, smiling, laughing, all the best emojis you can think of that describes you right now. Okay, so I see we have like a lot of students joining us all the way. Like currently, the students are joining us all the way from across Africa. We have people from Uganda that are watching us live right now, and a shout out to all of them. We have Ghana, there is Nigeria. Okay, amazing. Just keep engaging in the chat box, introduce yourself, rep your country, rep your course, rep your school, rep everything you represent. A little bit of housekeeping rules. I love the excitement and the energy in the chat box, but let's use the expression button. So if you want to ask a question, use the raise hand emoji, thumbs up if you want to react, wave, to contribute or call attention through the course of the event. We encourage all attendees to be able to participate actively in every phases. We have like interesting faces in store for you. So do well to join and participate. And then kindly use the chat box also to contribute and also send your questions. We have our team in the chat box who will be picking your questions from there and ensure that we address as many as we can. So please, when you're communicating and when you're given opportunity to ask your question during the session or during the breakout session, kindly respect the group's time and keep your comments brief and short. Just go straight to the point. And please refrain from posting anything that is not related or relevant to this event. So while I just see a lot of students who are here, but then I'll give a shout out after I go through the agenda. We have a welcome and introduction. I can see a couple of persons already introducing themselves. Keep it coming. We're seeing you. And welcome address. We'd have a team member come to share about us here at our three various organizations who are organizing this event. Then we'd have our keynote speaker, our icebreaker. I think you should look forward to that. I want cheat code. We have gifts for the winners. And then we'll go to our breakout session. Please ensure you have your notes, your jotters, every writing pad materials you can think of to take out insights that will be shared throughout this session, and also jot down your questions and every other thing that you'd be learning throughout the event. And then we'll move on to have a second icebreaker, and we'll introduce our pitch competition winners. I'm particularly excited about this segment, and then we'll close out with a vote of thanks. Do not forget to use this event hashtag, which is hashtag SSC2025. In case you're wondering what the meaning is, it is Sahel Scholars Conference 2025. So use the hashtag to drop in the insights you'll be learning, your key takeaways. Ensure you tag us on all social media platforms. Tag the speakers also, mention them, and I'm very sure they would be engaging with you. And also, for those who are joining us, you can see like a lot of engagement in the chat box. Introduce yourself, your name, your school, your course of study, your country, your university, and also drop in the chat box how excited. Feel free to connect with like-minded people, as you'd have a lot of change makers here. Feel free to connect, because these are conferences are always opportunities to connect with them, engage them, and learn from them. Okay, so we'll be moving on to our very own welcome address. To officially introduce you to this prestigious event, we have Fisayo Kayode, who is the Senior Manager, Sahel Consulting. Fisayo is a seasoned development expert, agribusiness consultant with nearly 8 years of experience designing and leading impactful interventions in Africa's food and agriculture sector. As a Senior Manager at Sahel Consulting, she drives value, chain optimization, market research, and agribusiness strategy. And currently, she's leading the Gates Foundation-funded Advancing Local Dairy Development in Nigeria, ALDIN, and her work spans across productivity improvement, training and extension, policy advocacy, and public-private sector engagement. She has previously supported national poultry health initiatives through the FAO's Eradicating Avian Influenza in Nigeria project, and she holds an MBA from IE Business School in Spain and a bachelor's degree in agriculture from Barrio University, Kano. So if you have people from Kano, this is one of your very own. You can drop an amazing chat box to show your support. And also, she has completed executive training in livestock health, product management, dairy production from top institutions, including the University of Illinois, Wageningen University, and Lagos Business School. She's a 2022 Cochrane Fellow of the USDA and a registered member of the Nigerian Institute of Animal Science. Fisayo is very passionate about advancing sustainable food system, agricultural innovation, policy transformation across Africa, and I would love to add that she's a very big passionate advocate of involving youth in Africa's agriculture sector. It's amazing to have you on the call with us today, Fisayo. Please, over to you.
Thank you so much, Anna. Good afternoon, amazing people from across Africa. It's a pleasure to welcome you to the 2025 Sahel Scholars Conference. As a student, I'm just going to share a bit of personal story here. As a student, I had very limited knowledge about the career in agriculture and what promises it has to offer. Like many others, I didn't see the full picture and I was quite disinterested. But after I got into the industry, as Anna has described, everything started to change. I began to discover how vast, dynamic, and full of depth and opportunities the agriculture sector really is. From innovation to enterprise and logistics, finance, smart technology, and development. And that is where Sahel Scholars Program becomes very important, because this platform has started shifting the narrative early. As a student, I didn't have this opportunity to attend events like this, but now Sahel Scholars Program exposes students to what is possible and encourage a more open-minded, forward-looking view of agriculture. Today's theme is titled The Future of Agriculture, Unlocking Finance, Skills, and Entrepreneurial Excellence. It reflects the kind of bold thinking that we need in this space. Whether you're exploring agribusiness finance as students or as graduates or as young entrepreneurs in the space, you're exploring youth empowerment and engagement within the sector, or starting up your own business, or exploring smart technologies and innovations that Agric can leverage to unlock itself across Africa. I encourage you to stay curious, quite engaged, and ask questions during this session. This space needs fresh perspective, and I'm happy that we have young people like you to contribute to the Scholars Conference. Welcome again, and thank you. Over.
Thank you so much, Fisayo. That was quite a short but very strong welcome remarks. So we'll be moving on to the next segment of today's event. I'm thrilled to introduce one of the driving forces behind the impactful work at Sahel Consulting. Helen Ukoti is she would be coming to tell you more about what we do here as an organization and what we represent. Helen Okoti would be up, and she's not just a senior program analyst at Sahel. She's passionate development enthusiast with over 5 years of experience in community development sector. Currently, she plays a pivotal role in the Aldin project, and where she's instrumental in crafting strategies, implementing programs, and engaging with stakeholders to drive innovative solutions. Today, Helen will give us an in-depth look at the Sahel Group, that is the companies who are behind the conference, and the amazing work we're doing, by the way, in the agricultural landscape. And this will be followed by a short documentary that will provide you a more detailed insight into what the Sahel program is all about, which is also the very purpose we are here. Over to you, Helen.
Thank you so much, Anna, and welcome again, everyone. We are truly delighted to have you join us today for this very important event. As the moderator has said, my name is Helen Okotie, and I work as a senior program analyst at Sahel Consulting. I will briefly be introducing the 3 companies behind the Sahel Scholars Conference. I'll be starting with Sahel Consulting Agriculture and Nutrition Limited. This is one of the few advisory and management consulting firms located in Abuja, Nigeria. We are focused on impacting the agricultural and nutrition landscape across Africa. Our mission is to transform the agricultural and nutrition landscape through tailored, innovative, and market-driven research. We also conduct strategic advisory services, training, and provide ecosystem solutions that positively impact communities and drive sustainable growth. We partner with government agencies, private sector companies, leading international development organizations, as well as other organizations to provide these services, which includes in-depth market research on key value chain, analyzing and shaping policy, developing strategies, as well as ecosystem solutions that promote sustainable agricultural development across Africa. The second company in the group is Sahel Capital. Sahel Capital is a private investment firm focused on building food and agricultural sector in sub-Saharan Africa. Sahel Capital has offices at 3 countries across the continent. It's located in Lagos, Nigeria, Abidjan, and also at Nairobi, Kenya. Sahel Capital's mission is to provide capital, leverage technology, build companies, generate returns, and also impact lives. Sahel Capital is also the manager of 2 very key agricultural funds in Nigeria. We have the funds for the agricultural finance in Nigeria, FAFIN, as well as the social enterprise funds for agriculture in Africa, SEFA. And these funds support social agri-entrepreneurs across 13 countries. Sahel Capital focuses on developing the agricultural sector through its investments and work with both the local and the international partners. The third company in the group is the Africa Food Change Makers. This is a knowledge and membership platform that aims to support agri-food and small and medium-scale entrepreneurs across Africa, ensuring that they have access to knowledge, they scale profitable and sustainable businesses across the continent. It does this through 3 key components. The first is the membership portal. This portal is designed to build a community of agripreneurs and agri-enthusiasts, providing them with resources, with knowledge, with data, and connecting them to in order to facilitate partnerships. The next is the Knowledge and the Capacity Building Initiative, which provides workshop and training on critical and timely changes in agribusiness and food sector. It also provides a robust hub that gives critical resources to over 200,000 entrepreneurs across the African continent. Please use the link in the chat box to follow Sahel Consulting, Sahel Capital, and the African Food Change Makers. As a group, we are committed to giving back to the communities around us, and we do this through our corporate shared value. For us, corporate shared value means implementing programs that build individual capacities, advance social conditions in communities, and undertake initiatives that address societal needs and includes underserved population. There are two key programs under our corporate shared values. We have the Community Empowerment Program as well as the Sahel Scholars Program. The Community Empowerment Program positively impacts communities by implementing humanitarian programs that spans multiple sectors such as education, health, and environment. And the second component of the corporate shared value is the Sahel Scholars Program. The video, which will be playing shortly, will provide us more insights about the program.
In the heart of Africa, agriculture is more than just a sector. It is the lifeblood of our communities. Yet, the agricultural sector across Africa is facing a critical challenge, a shortage of trained talents. Despite dedicating several hours to education, many young agricultural graduates struggle to secure employment. This sobering reality is underscored by the fact that the youth unemployment rate in Africa is estimated at about 60%, which translates to a substantial number of African graduates struggling to secure employment post-graduation. The heart of this issue lies in the lack of experience, practical training, connections, mentorship, and confidence among young agricultural graduates. The prevailing perception that agricultural careers are unprofitable and limited exposure to opportunities dissuades many youth from pursuing a path in this sector.
As an agricultural graduate, studying agriculture was quite daunting for me.
So I would say that as much as possible, the courses in the classroom, although prepared me, gave me the background, but it didn't really provide enough experience for me to make a decision.
Recognizing these challenges, 3 visionary organizations came together with a shared goal to empower the next generation of agricultural and nutrition leaders. Thus, the Sahel Scholars Program was born, a collaborative initiative by Sahel Consulting, Sahel Capital, and African Food Change Makers.
Since the inception in 2017, the Sahel Scholars Program has been a beacon of hope and opportunity for young scholars. Through scholarships, conferences, mentorships, and internships, the program has reached over 5,000 students, equipping them with the necessary skills, both practical insights and the emerging trend needed to thrive in the agriculture and nutrition-related field.
The program's impact extends beyond individual achievements. By engaging top-performing scholars in 4-week internships at our offices in Lagos and Abuja, we ensure they gain hands-on experience and the opportunity to apply for their academic knowledge in real-world settings.
Being a Sahel scholar is more than just an internship. For me, it's been a transformative experience. I've been exposed to the intricacies of the agricultural sector, from the complexity of the value chain to learning that agriculture goes beyond just hours under the sun.
I also learned that it takes skill and enthusiasm to fit into a job and to also keep and sustain a job.
In 2024, we introduced our first ever pitch competition with 139 students indicating interest and submitting innovative agricultural project ideas. This initiative showcased the ingenuity of African youth and foster a spirit of entrepreneurship and innovation among the participants.
If you look at it, there are a lot of gaps, and then the mindset of students towards agriculture is also something that we need to look at. So I think it's paramount or important that we invest more in the mindset of the young talents that we have in the faculties of agriculture all across the country.
So one of the joys I derive from being a HR professional is the interaction that I have with talents all over the world. But you know, with some of these interactions, especially in the agriculture space, when you ask, oh, you studied agriculture, this is good. It's like, well, that's not what I asked to study in the university, that was what I was given. So we get to have a lot of that, but also on the other side, we get to hear, I mean, my parents were into agriculture, they're my mentors. I feel that there's a lot we can do in the agricultural space. So what am I saying? I'm saying that we need talents that are really passionate about the agricultural space. And that's what we're trying to also achieve with our Sahel Scholars Program. Come join us and let us change the narrative of Africa.
As we look ahead, our vision remains clear: to continue expanding our reach and impact. We plan to enhance our mentorship programs, increase the number of internships, and introduce more scholarships to support our scholars. Our ultimate goal is cultivating a new generation of leaders who will drive sustainable growth and innovation in Africa's agricultural sector. The Sahel Scholars Program is not just about education, it's about transforming lives, empowering communities, and nourishing tomorrow.
Thank you so much, Helen, for the insight into what we do here at Sahel Group, and we are particularly delighted about the great work we're doing. And also, I hope our change makers on the call, agripreneurs, the students, you would join us on the mission on changing the narrative about Africa's agricultural landscape. Please also ensure you check on the link and see how you can benefit from the numerous initiatives we have. And next, I'm delighted to welcome Flora Kofi, who is the African Sustainable Head at Olam Food Ingredients, as our keynote speaker. Flora is a senior business executive with over 18 years of experience in agriculture and food industry, leading Olam's food ingredients ESG strategy across its African cocoa, cashew, and coffee supply chains, and reaching more than 300,000 smallholder farmers. Wow. Flora manages internal and external stakeholders, maintaining and deploying a robust operating model to ensure efficient delivery of sustainability programs across 9 countries. She was previously the business head of Olam Cocoa Processing, the second largest cocoa ingredient manufacturer in Côte d'Ivoire, and she has managed a $400 million USD revenue business for 7 years, successfully leading the team and operations through a transformational journey from a merger with ADM to a thriving integrated operations that procured, ground, and exported up to 200 metric tons of beans per year. Cocoa trading and procurement from small and medium enterprises in Africa constituted most of her career after obtaining her master's degree from the London School of Economics. With a resounding virtual clap, let us welcome Flora Kofi as she takes her keynote speech. Over to you, Ma. We're delighted to have you with us today.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Anna. Thank you, everybody. I'm very delighted to be here today and to have the opportunity to speak with you. I hope you can all hear me very well. So welcome, and thanks again, Anna, for this introduction. What I'd like to do today is to take you through step by step through the the theme of our conference. So I'd like to start with this this picture here, which I took myself, and which I like because it represents a lot of the challenges that we can see in agriculture in Africa. You can see a forest, and if you pay attention below it, you can actually see some cocoa trees. And excuse me, and actually taking it from a vantage point, it's a road that is in construction. I'm very sorry, excuse me. So it really shows a lot of the challenges that we face, be it in logistics, be it in the preservation of the environment in agriculture in Africa. So moving on to the next slide, I'd like to maybe start with all of the challenges that we think about when we think about the future of agriculture everywhere, but in particular in Africa. We have population growth, food security challenges and nutrition, urbanization going on everywhere, youth unemployment or youth employment, actually, to stay positive. Climate change is a big issue. And of course, environment and biodiversity. How do we preserve what we have as a heritage and make sure that the next generations also have enough resources to keep their well-being. Here we could also add nutrition. We could also add productivity improvements, efficiency of the value chains. There are many issues that we can think about around the future of agriculture in Africa. So with the three topics that we have, I'd like to start with building skills, because that's, of course, the beginning of everything. How do we build capabilities, with the young people that we have, especially on this call, and building the muscle strength in order to be able to face the future of agriculture. The first thing I'd like to, I can see a raised hands. No, it's everything okay? Okay, I carry on, sorry. So the first thing I'd like to go through is what we have as curricula, or agriculture curricula versus vocational training, or both of them. I like to say that it's very important to dare technical studies and scientific studies instead of sort of staying in the general studies. And even when you do stay in the general studies, it's good to associate vocational training. We saw our previous speaker who talked about having taken vocational training in the area where she was interested in. And again, we need to remember that a large part of agriculture in Africa relies on a workforce that is usually untrained or has low level of education. And I'm not talking about university graduates. I'm talking about those that you will need to rely on or upon to grow agriculture or to grow businesses around agriculture. And there's a very good opportunity for upskilling and bringing that that workforce to a certain level is in itself, a good business to get into, training farmers. So when we think about, what skills we need to build around agriculture, it's not just in agriculture itself or improving, how we grow things, but also everything that goes around, the different extension services. I'm thinking about logistics and distribution, which in Africa are things that really need to be improved and where there's a lot of opportunity for growth. Digitalization and including sort of developing transparency of, what we do, that actually is a very key to attracting more financing. Adaptive mechanization is another area to be developed, not just importing the sort of mechanization we see elsewhere, but developing something that is much more adapted to Africa. And here, I also like to talk about farming service providers, because again, there is actually a significant shortage of workforce within agriculture as such. And I'm talking about, workforce, manual workforce. So here there is an opportunity also to develop agricultural service, spread good, train youth groups or young groups and spread good agricultural practices, improve productivities. These are a lot of things that can be thought around, in agriculture and extension services. Finally, in terms of research and innovation, in the case of Africa, It is more about identifying what are the good practices, good agricultural practices that can be spread in order to improve productivity. Because you have a lot of very good techniques that are being researched on, but that are not really you cannot spread, or you cannot get people to adopt in Africa for various reasons. The other one is how to focus on research that can be applied. So where you have integrated feedback and you are sort of testing as you research instead of just staying in the labs. So I think these are the different sort of capabilities or strength that needs to be built in order to really face agriculture in the future for Africa. I will then move on to the next one, the next topic, which is entrepreneurial excellence. So excellence. So basically where to start, where do we start? I'm a strong believer in starting with experience. You don't just start and become an entrepreneur like this. You do need some form of experience within the field. Even if you do have a very general university background, taking a vocational training and starting maybe in the value chain where you're thinking of going, because it really does bring you back to reality. You do need to apply the basics of business. You do need to have, to grow something that actually can also bring money. I mean, that is the whole point of entrepreneurship. So not just a dream. So starting somewhere, experiencing a part of the supply chain, any value chain, and really seeing where the inefficiencies are, where the opportunities are for improvements or growth in order to sort of build up from there and start a new business. And of course, once the business is started, staying ahead, making sure you stay differentiated, making sure you can apply innovations, because innovations usually is where you can stay ahead of the curve, and thinking about where are the best places to grow, what is the strategic growth you need to bring up with your business. So then it takes you to finding the right scale for the small enterprises that we have. Sometimes it's good to stay small, sometimes it's good to stay specialized, or to grow into diversity, or to diversify. Finding a niche also can be a good thing, and really the most important is to leverage the efficiencies that you have developed or grown with your business, and then going in that direction. The last small thing I'd like to touch upon here is market access. Sorry, on the previous one is market access and localization. Very often we think about growing a business in for export, or how do I grow into going to other countries, where we do have some local value chains that really need to be tapped into and developed and grown. So localization is also something that is important to do. And go on to the next slide. So the last one I'd like to touch upon, unlocking finance, is the last under topic that we are going to follow today. As an entrepreneur or as an enterprise, how do we make sure that we can attract funds that is going to allow Africa to face the future, or agriculture in Africa to face the future? First of all, is the level of professionalization. So wherever you are, or if you want to, you're starting in a business in an area that is not professionalized, that's really where you can make a difference with your university degree or background or experience outside. And how do I make this area more professional in order to attract more funds? Of course, you have the differentiation I talked about earlier. What are the growth perspective of this business? Is it really viable in the long term? And last but not least, what is the ESG impact that my business may have, and how much transparency it is bringing? Because when you talk about funds, you always talk about, ability to bring a certain level of transparency in the supply chain where you are, or in the value chain. The different types of investment that you may want to go into. Many people immediately start thinking about cash crops, because that's where you can grow in terms of scale. But for the future in Africa, I think food crops are going to become much more attractive as well because of all the reasons I listed earlier for like urbanization and the nutrition issues that we have. Pharmaceuticals and high value products are also, part of the future of agriculture. And last, technology-enabled and applied research. Again, areas where we remain real, we stay with reality and seeing how this can actually make a difference instead of, staying very vague. So finally, just looking at the type of funds that can be attracted into growing agriculture in Africa, we have the standard classical financial sector, which is actually growing much more adapted to agriculture and to Africa. It has become more small scale, able to support smaller businesses and more focusing on women. So we see some growth there. But I think more will be how to attract the green funds, the blue funds. This is really where we need to look into. And the last one is actually looking at attracting funds from existing businesses. You have a lot of large companies, multinationals, that have grown elsewhere and that are looking for geographical diversification, or they are looking for diversification along the value chain. And that's where you can really, at the same time as attracting fund, also attract knowledge, attract support in techniques and all that. So that's the last part, which is actually quite important in terms of funding. I think I've gone through the 3 undertopics that we want to cover today, and I'm quite sure that you will have the opportunity to deep dive with the other speakers that come after me. And thank you very much. So thanks a lot. Thanks, Anna.
Thank you so much, Flora. That was quite a deep dive into the theme of today's session. And then I'm seeing someone in the chat box saying, that's Daniel, saying your presentation is very practical and it helps a lot to project youth into the future challenges. And he would love to see the positive hope you have raised going forward in Africa's future. And someone just said your session is amazing. Thank you so much for the insights you have shared. And we look forward to seeing Africans youth involved in playing a role in leading and driving sustainable food security in the country. So we'll be moving on to our next segment for today, which is the breakout session. I know that youth and icebreaker. We know that some youths we have like a lot of youths, students who, I know this is an interesting session and I'll be calling in my colleague who will be moderating this session. So if you have not been paying attention, come on board. It's going to be a quick, interesting icebreaker and then cheat code. Let me hint you that there's going to be a gift for this. So ensure you are holding your phone and ready to start. So Nosa is the membership officer at African Food Change Makers, and he spearheads the initiative that fosters engagement and expansion into within our membership base. His dedication to driving positive change and his passion for innovation underscores his invaluable contribution to the mission of African food chain makers, making him a pivotal asset in shaping the future of agri-food landscape. Please, over to you, Nosa.
Thank you so much, Anna, and thank you for the introduction. Like you said, this is the icebreaker. So I know a lot of us on the call are happy that we want to take out this session. And to do that, I'll be using is a quiz competition for our students in the house. So if you are logged into your Zoom, you can join directly on the Slido app that will appear on your screen. For those who wants to join with their phone, you can easily scan the barcode that is appearing on your screen or use the link in the chat box that has been dropped to log into the Slido account. So please, for those on the call, kindly confirm that you can see the Slido popping up and join the invitation. So it's the quiz competition for our participants on the call. Like Anna have said, we have exciting rewards for those who come up top. Yes, I can see participants joining already. So let's get to 30 participants or above. We have 2 minutes to join the quiz. Yes, 7 participants. Let's do, we can do better. Team members, please do not join the quiz. It's strictly for students, agricultural students. Let us test their knowledge. Let's see how adept you are in the agricultural food space. Our cultural science students are undergraduates from the Department of Agronomy, Department of Soil Science, Department of Agricultural Economics. Let's see those of us that come out top in our tests, in our exams. Okay, so we have 16 participants, 17. Our target is 30. So once we get 30 participants, we can start the competition. Yes, we've read a lot of tips from the speakers, from the moderator. Let's put those tips into action. I want to see who will win this competition for today. I'm very excited. James and Milo. Okay, let's see. We are going to win. I can see people from different parts. I can see Tabana. I guess Tabana is from East Africa. Yes, I can see Fadekemi, 28, 30. So let's open it up for 35 and we start. Okay, so we have tips. We have 10 questions for this section, and each question is 22 seconds maximum. The fastest finger wins the competition. If you are good to go, I will start in the next 2 seconds. So you just follow what the instructions on your screen. For those that have participated, that have joined the link, you will see the questions pop up. Remember to answer the questions correctly with the limited time you have. We have 20 seconds for each question. So let's start. First question should have popped up by now. Which farming practices involve the use of natural predator and parasite to control pests and diseases? They are all easy questions, I believe. So this is a no-brainer for our agricultural students here. Okay, I can see different opinions. Okay, so we are done with that. Who is leading our leaderboard? So far we don't have a winner. Please cast your votes. Okay. The disease black sigatoka primarily affects which crops? This should be easy for our crop scientists in the house, our crop students. Okay. Who is also leading this particular one? Esther. Okay. Next question. Which of the following is an example of leguminous crop known for nitrogen fixation? Remember to answer as fast as possible. Okay, we have 32 votes so far. We have 2 seconds more for this particular question. The fastest fingers win. Esther is still topping the charts. Next question. We have 10 questions, so we still have chances for those who are lagging behind to overtake others in top. What is the most common method of vegetative propagation in plants? I remember when I was in school, all these were cheap questions for me. Okay, Esther. Wow. Fifth question, which nutrient is essential for promoting strong good development in plants? Wow, I can see a lot of answers here. 10 seconds to go. 8 seconds. 6, 5. We have different opinions for this particular question. Let's see if Esther is still up in the charts. Yes. What is the primary function of stomata in plant leaves? This was a common question in biology then. Why am I still seeing different answers on the options? Well, we know whose answers are correct. Okay. Next question. Which agricultural practice is designed to reduce soil erosion by plowing across the slope of the land? Let's see our agricultural students on the call. Fastest fingers, remember? We have 2 more questions to go. The practice of rotating livestock between different grazing areas to prevent overgrazing is known as. We have smart students in the call. Yes, I'm happy. Okay. Which insect is a natural predator for of aphids and provides biological pest control? Let's see. And finally, our final question. What is the botanical name of kodo millet, a common crop in the Sahel region? Let's see who gets this before we reveal our final answer, our final winner for today. Remember, we have an award or a reward rather for our top contestant. Okay, so let's see our final leaderboard. Yes, Esther came up top. Esther came up top. Congratulations to Esther. Esther, if you're on the call, please signify and reach out to the admins on the chat box to drop your details. We will engage with you after the call. Congratulations for winning this particular quiz icebreaker section, and we will definitely reach out to you. Thank you for becoming the top finalist for this competition. Yes, I can see your reaction in the group chat. Congratulations. Thank you, and I would be on the standby to follow up with you. At this point, I will hand over to Hannah to continue the session. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nosa, and congratulations to Esther. I think would want to put a face to our winner. So if you can, kindly turn on your camera so we can see your face and give you a wave. Okay, so we'll be moving on to the next item on today's agenda, which is our breakout session. For this session, you would have the opportunity to engage with a representative from key organizations across Africa who are supporting youth action and engagement in agriculture sector and providing opportunities and resources for youth in agriculture. We have leaders from Agriac, in Jaru Investment, in Tanya Africa, Pan-African Institute of Agribusiness Management, SECEM Group, and Integrated Area Precision. You should be seeing a breakout option popping on your screen right now with a prompt for you to join a room, which should it should be on your screen right now. Kindly, the topics in which each of our breakout session facilitators are taking is above. You would see group 1 has financing agriculture, group 2 has building a thriving agribusiness, group 3 has empowering youth with essential skills in agriculture. So join the breakout session of your choice. It's going to be an open interactive session, and the expert that would be in the group, you can ask them direct questions, drop in the chat box, raise your hand. Would have moderators in each group to ensure orderliness of questions. So they'll be facilitating this breakout session. So you can, please ensure to drop a question in the chat box or use the raise hand feature on Zoom if you want to ask your question. The breakout session would last for about 40 minutes. And after that, we would converge and have our rapporteurs give us summary of what was learned from each of the sessions. So I wish you great conversation. Ensure you actively participate, and we look forward to an engaging breakout from discussions. So you should still be seeing, I see a couple of persons are just joining us. If you're just joining us, you would see the breakout sessions on your screen right now. We have group 1 to group 3 on different topics: financing agribusiness, building a thriving agribusiness, empowering youth with the essential skill in agriculture. Based on the topic of your interest, which of the topic you're particularly interested about, you can join the breakout session. So you can either choose group 1, group 2, or group 3 and have an engaging conversation. And so this is also your opportunity to be able to ask all your pending questions, because I've seen that a couple of persons have been asking some questions. These experts are here and ready to answer your question. So just click on the breakout room and join your group of interest. I can see that I have a lot of persons who have not yet joined. And Iyanua Olua, please correct me. Apologies if I'm pronouncing your name wrong. You're asking, don't drop the group you want to be in the chat box. You should see breakout room as one of the icons on your Zoom app. So click on it, and from there you can be able to see group 1, group 2, and you choose the group you want to join. If you're having any issue figuring that out, please feel free to, you can drop a chat in the chat box, and I would help with that.
Hi, Anna. I am finding it difficult to move to my room, so I clicked on the breakout sessions. Okay, I've seen it.
Okay, I can see a couple of persons having issues with joining the group. So if you're joining from your phone, at the top of your screen, you should see a 4 square. I don't know how to describe it, but like boxes, 4 squares together, and under it, it's titled breakout room. That's if you're joining from your phone. So just click on the 4 shaped boxes, And you would see the different breakouts from financing, agriculture, building, thriving agribusinesses, youth equippers, and you would join the group of your choice. Just hold your phone, you would see a breakout button above the slides that is being shared right now. And if you are joining on your PC, just beside the more button, you would see breakout rooms. And just in case your room is not, your PC is not showing that, you can also click on more and you would see breakout room. So that's like if you're joining, I've given a description of if you're joining from various devices. From your phone, you should see it on the top left of your phone screen, breakout room. Just click on it and you see your group. And if you're joining from your PC, just beside the more button, you would see breakout room. So that's how you can join the breakout room of your choice. Hi, Beatrice. Please kindly drop a message in the chat box, please. That's John Beatrice. I can see your hand up. Drop a message in the chat box. Thank you.
Oh, oops.
Welcome back, everybody. I hope you had an engaging discussion in the breakout session. Before I call the representative of each group that would help give us a summary for those of us that didn't join the other two groups, so we also learn from what they have discussed, I would love to see you drop your what was your key takeaway from your breakout session? What did you learn? What are you going away with? What stood out for you in your breakout session? I'm here and waiting in the chat box to see all your insights from your own perspective. What you learned, what stood out for you in your various breakout sessions. Okay. Okay, so while we're waiting, I'm waiting for your insights from each breakout session. I'll be calling on the repertoire for group 1. Hope you're ready. That was for the breakout session with Dana Mayaki and Daide Tayuraud. I hope I pronounced the name right. Apologies if I didn't. So please, let's have the repertoire for group 1 give us a quick 2-minute summary into the conversations of your group. Over to you, please.
All right, thank you very much. Good afternoon, everyone. So I'll be doing like a quick recap
Hi,
on
Tolu. We can't hear you if you're speaking. I
Okay.
can see you're trying to speak. Okay, go ahead, please.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can.
Please go
All
ahead.
right.
I can hear you.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so like I said, I'll be doing a recap on the breakout session for financing agriculture. Thank you to all our esteemed panelists for such an insightful and practical discussion on financing agribusinesses, particularly through like the lens of youth and student-led innovation. So just to wrap up the session, I got 3 key takeaways. Or 3 key takeaways that actually stood out during the session. The first one is that finance flows to structure, so not just having a passion. So if you should have the passion for agribusiness, but then for you to get access to those financing, it's very important for you to have like a proper structure. So many students, for instance, they might struggle with financing in agriculture. Due to the perceived risk and the way or how people perceive agriculture as an informal sector. And so, but investors are usually interested in if the potential entrepreneur can actually show structure in their business model. So they have like a clear pathway to their business model. This gives investors like some sort of confidence. So it's very important for, yes, as a student, you're just getting out of school, but then it's important for you to like try to build in your mind and on paper the business model from start to the end. What problem are you really solving? And then the solution to actually solve those problems. Another key takeaway from the discussion is that, yes, capital is important, but you don't just need capital to start. You also need to be able to create value. So our panelists encouraged students to start small, even with your limited resources. Start with what you have. Start with that small savings you have, the small allowance you're getting. Are you saving it for your business? Get support from families and friends. And then when you're able to do this, you can now use the small money you have to create value just where you are. even yes, it might be small, but then when you're able to show traction and able to show that this idea that you have can actually create value, then investors would be more interested in giving money to fund such businesses. Also, very important key takeaway was that for you to be investment ready, it's not just about capital, but also about your character. So being investment ready is not just like, okay, yes, you've created your business plan, but you have to also mentally prepare yourself and emotionally prepare yourself that yes, you might get a lot of rejections. You might during the process, a lot of people, you get a lot of no's, but just know that the more rejections you get, the more you're learning. And also, it's also important for you to learn basic financial literacy skills, really know your numbers. Don't just cook it up, but actually know your numbers based on the small traction that you started with. Also understand the problem, also be consistent and honest with yourself, and build a team, a team when you don't even have money. So people that you can work with when the time is tough. And while doing that, you should also make sure that you have like proper contracting and structure so that everybody knows like their job roles, and at the end of the day it doesn't lead to maybe issues because of on expectations that were not communicated properly. So also another important point, just to, I know this is like a fourth point, but this is also important, that it's important to gain knowledge while still building. Attend seminars, seek mentorship, understand how real agribusinesses work. You can even start with starting with a small agribusiness just to understand the problems, and then you can really, when you work in an agribusiness that is not yet yours, you can really understand the different moving parts, and then you can choose a path that you want to prefer solutions to. So this is like the key takeaway we got from the panelist session, and I hope this helps everyone. Thank you once again to our panelists. Thank you, everyone. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Stelu. That was quite it gave us an insight into what your group discussed. So we're going to the next group, that's week 3, the rapporteur for the breakout session with Ashley, Motiso, and Dr. Emmanuel. Over to you, week 3.
All right, good afternoon, everyone. Please confirm that you can hear me.
Yes.
All right, so our session was that very insightful with our panelists, Dr. Emmanuel and Ashley. So we looked at building a thriving agribusiness. And one of the questions I was asked is a foundational step for students who want to start their agribusiness. What are those steps? So from there, we gathered that they need to identify the problem that people are facing out there that they want to solve. Then writing it down and making it plain. That's one of the key takeaways, and that came from Dr. Emmanuel. Then the next one is to refine the vision. So you have to ideate. So look at the problem, then refine the vision, see how it can actually address the problem that the people are actually facing. Then the next one is start small. So students are advised to start small with the little they have. As Dr. Emmanuel said, that capital will always be a problem, will always be a challenge. So with what you have, you can easily start your agricultural business. Then the next one is, this one is from Ashley, and the question there was, how can agricultural students, how to transform agricultural idea into income generating one? Now, and Ashley answered by, ensure that your idea is the solution to what the people are actually facing, and ensure that you ask for advice for people that have gone ahead of you. And the next one is be very disciplined, in executing your idea. All right. The last but not the least, there is a quote from Dr. Emmanuel. You cannot drive without knowledge. What you don't know, you cannot drive. And it is about going far and going well. We have to build together. Thank you so much. So that's our, key takeaway from our session. And thank you so much to Dr. Emmanuel and Ashley. So those of us that were in that session, please put your best emoji on the chat box. Let's know those of us that were there. I saw about 95 persons that joined that session. All right, thank you so much. Over to you now, Anna.
Thank you so much, Victory. So you've heard from Victory. If you were in that breakout session, put your best emoji and also drop your insights from that session. So next is for the last but not the least group, we have Stephen, who was the rapporteur for the breakout room with Leila and Mr. Femi Adekoya. Over to you, Stephen.
Okay, thank you so much, Anna. And can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, thank you so much. So for the third breakout session, which the topic was around empowering youth with essential skills in agriculture. So we had the flying farmer himself, Mr. Femi Adekoya, and Laila of second group walk us through, some rich and robust conversations around the skills employers, are looking for in youth, even the skills that you can get beyond the four walls, of the universities. So some of the skills that were highlighted were business management skills, presentation skills, report and proposal writing, project management skills, and effective communications. There's no way you can communicate all of these ideas that you have, the the ideas, the research that you've made, if there's no effective communication to it, it goes nowhere. So effective communications, was really emphasized by Femi Adekoya and Laila herself. And another point is a quote, like would I say a quote from Femi Adekoya is around the innovation. The times are changing and youth really need to take their place to change the narrative in the agricultural landscape by, building their digital strength, like learning around digital literacy, building their technical and their soft skills. Let me just summarize it like that. And as a student or as a young graduate, you must understand the trends, that is the changes that is happening around the ecosystem, and you must be ready to position yourself. Laila made mention of something that you have to be proactive and take charge of your growth and learning. Seek what you really want. And there was a conversation around how to get practical experience while still in school. So this conversation was so rich and it was helpful because I could remember that when I was still, an undergraduate, I even reached out to Femi Adekoya himself. And part of the things that was discussed is that you have to be open to learning. You have to leverage technologies. There are a lot of platforms out there for students for you to learn, and you have to, walk through a mentor. You have to volunteer and get the right information that is needed for your growth. You have to be open to learn, to explore, network, attend events that aligns with your career. And you must identify the opportunities that are in your space. And with all of this and with the skills that you have, you are better positioned to change the narrative in the agricultural landscape. And the last one is around bridging the gap between the classroom learnings and the field experiences. So there's a call for collaboration between the research institution, academic institution, and private institutions to provide internship opportunities and opportunities for youth and young graduates to explore and learn and become better person. And the last thing is for you to work on yourself, the valuable, so that you will be sought after and you will make meaningful contributions to the landscape. Thank you so much, Anna.
Thank you so much, Stephen. Thank you so much to our amazing breakout session facilitators and our excellent breakout session rapporteurs. From the summaries, I believe that it was evident that there were like a lot of insights and learnings for our participants. So we're going to be moving on to the the next segment for this event. We're almost rounding up. And for those who missed our first quiz and we're not able to do it, this is another chance to win something for yourself. So we have another second icebreaker, and I would call upon again my colleague Nosa, who would again facilitate this session. And hopefully, I hope we have a new winner. Let's not let Esther win this again. Over to you, Nosa.
Thank you so much, Anna. Yes, we should have a new winner for this session. And the good news is that it's going to be done right on the call. So you don't have to click on any link or scan any barcode. And this time around, we are doing a crossword puzzle. A crossword puzzle for our agripreneurs on the call, students across all institutes in Africa. Please, this is the time to test your knowledge. And the way you play this game is simple. I'll give an expo, so you should know that you know how crosswords work. We have to identify adjectives from this puzzle, from this picture you are seeing. Identify adjectives that align with who African agri students are. And the expo I'm giving is that you have 8 adjectives on these charts. So you have to identify 8 adjectives on these charts. And the way you do it to know the winner, please listen to the instructions. The winner is going to be identified by whoever lists out the 8 adjectives and post on the chat box. Remember, do not post one by one. Gather the whole 8 adjectives and post on the chat box. If you post one by one, you automatically know the winner. We are looking out for the person who posts all the 8 adjectives on the chat box. We have 3 minutes to do this. I'll open up the chat box for people to drop in the adjectives. So we have 8 adjectives, and let's see who comes out top this time around. So I'll be looking out for charts to see who our winner is. We are not to raise hand, we are to engage in the chat box. People are missing out on this thing. It's not one by one. Cumulate exactly. Cumulate the 8 adjectives and post in the chat box. If you are posting one by one, you are not the winner. David Mark. Okay. So I can see Carl Madin. I've seen David Mark, but David Mark, you dropped in 8. Let's see if your 8 is correct. So team members, please note David Mark. Okay, I've seen Kamaruddin as well. Kamaruddin, impactful, smart, creative, innovative, visionary, resilient, leaders both. I think this is more than 8 for you, Kamaruddin. Yeah, David Mark. Okay, we have a minute left for this. I've seen another one, Yanu, smart, creative, innovative, visionary, resilient, leaders bold. I've seen Peace Ojo, determined, smart, innovative. Well, we are getting close. We have 8. Let's see if your adjectives align with what we have. A minute more. Creative. We have from Julius. Well, okay. Time is up. Time is up. Final person, Abdul Karim Idris. Impactful, visionary, innovative, creative, resilient, smart, creative. Where are you guys seeing creative? Curious, visionary, bold. Wow. Impactful, determinant, focused. Wow. I'm seeing a lot of funny entries. Okay. I think team members we can end it now. Let's reveal who our winner is. And if after we review this, if we are sure and certain that what you typed is correct with what we have or correlate with what we have, send a screenshot or tag us in your response so that we can review it together as well. So team member, let's see our first answer. Please stop dropping your answers on the chat box. We are done with this part. We are trying to review the answers now to those on the call. Okay, so we have resourceful. We have impactful. We have determined. we have visionary, okay, we have resilient, we have dynamic. I don't think I saw any dynamic in anyone's post. We have innovative, and finally we have smart. So if you are certain that, okay, there's no board in this one. So if you are certain that your answers correlate with what we have, please reach out to us and we continue the conversations from there. We announce the winner where we finally got in whose answer correlates with what we have. Thank you. And at this point, I'll hand over to Anna.
Thank you so much, Nusa. I just apologize. I just figured I was muted. I can see a lot of persons who have the students, like the responses are like really interesting, and it shows a lot about who we are as African students. So kudos to everyone who participated and even went over and beyond to get more than 8 words. So we're going to be moving on to the second to the last segment of today's activity, and it is the moment I'm particularly excited about, and I hope, I know a lot of persons are also looking forward to this. It is time to announce the winners of our 2025 Sahel Scholar Speech Competitions. Like, I want to see a lot of emojis, I want to see virtual claps, I want to see drum rolls in the comment section while I introduce who would officially announce our winners. This year we had remarkable submissions. Like, we had up to 200 students who applied for the pitch competition, all focused on creating youth-driven solutions, solutions you can implement, get profit from, and also make an impact in your school environment. It was really a tough one, and even though we had like a lot of participants showed passion, greed, like they were really passionate about what their business pitches, but we have to have our top 3 winners. And our esteemed judges really had a very challenging time after a lot of deliberation to come up with the top 3 pitches that were selected for this year's competition. And to review the winners, we have Deji Adebusoye, who is a partner at Sahel Capital. He's one of the driving force behind the Sahel Group. He has over 15 years of experience. Deji has played pivotal roles in driving investment and providing portfolio oversight across various crop value chains since joining Sahel Capital in 2016. He leads the Enterprise Fund for Africa in Agriculture in Africa, CEFA, that is investing in 13 countries in Saharan Africa. So with a virtual clap and round of applause, let's welcome Mr. Deji to announce the winners of our pitch competition. Over to you, sir.
Hello, can you hear me? All right, brilliant. So thank you very much for having me announce the winner of the competition. But particularly, I want to say a big congratulations to everyone who submitted their applications. I'm sure it was not an easy process, both in terms of the ideas and in terms of how you're even conceptualizing those ideas. So it's with great pleasure that I want to say big congratulations to you all. But like every other thing, you'll agree with me that there needs to be winners at the end of the day for every competition, like we wanted to, like we planned out in the first place. So I'm going to be announcing the winners of the pitch competition, and I'm going to start from the 3rd place, and I'll work my way up to the person who took the first position. In 3rd place, I will read out the summary of the person's project. So the project title is Yampa Quality Fresh Drinks, and Yampa Quality Fresh Drinks tackles fruit waste and health issues in Western Uganda by producing natural, affordable fruit juices from surplus fruits. The youth-led business empowers local farmers, creates jobs, and offers healthier alternatives to commercial drinks, aiming to reduce food waste and improve nutrition through value addition. It's with great pleasure that I want to announce Kabaramira Yampa Sisen from Uganda, Ruwentega Farm Institute as the um, in the third position for this pitch competition. Please put your hands together to celebrate her. You can all see a picture there already. So that even came in before I made the announcement. So that's very good. Congratulations for coming in the third position and well done. Very quickly, I'll move on to the second position. So before the picture comes up, let me create the anxiety. Oh, okay, just come up already. All right. So the title of the project is Green Cycle. Green Cycle transforms livestock and poultry waste from their university farm into affordable, eco-friendly organic fertilizers using simple processing methods. This solution reduces environmental pollution, enhances soil health, and equips students with practical agribusiness skills for sustainable income and climate resilient agriculture. It's my pleasure to announce Kenry Ayobami Adalu as the in the second place position from the University of Ibadan. So, Kenry, congratulations on coming in second in this speech competition. Please let's put our hands together for him and celebrate him. All right. Now coming to the winner of this year's pitch competition from Ahmadu Bello University. The project title is NutriSac ABU, Turning Waste to Wealth. This innovative solution focuses on a low-cost, eco-friendly vertical sack farming system that enables students to grow nutritious vegetables in small campus spaces using recycled materials and organic compost. This project addresses student hunger and malnutrition by empowering students to produce healthy food, promoting food security and sustainability on campus. So it's my pleasure to announce as this year's pitch competition winner, Safiyanu Alamin Gadagal from Ahmadu Bello University. Please put your hands together and congratulate our winner for this year. So once again, everyone, thank you very much for participating in the pitch, and I look forward to next year's pitch competition ideas and see who are the people that will win the next year's edition. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Deji. To our winners, your ideas were truly inspiring, and we cannot wait to see your business come to life. And again, to everyone who participated, remember this is just the beginning. Your passion and dedication to agriculture would keep driving it, because it's going to drive the future of our continent. And a big thank you to our judges who took out their time and expertise to grade over how many videos. Like, I can't begin to count the submissions we had. And as thank you so much. And would love to, if we have our winners, if they're on the call, would love you to turn on your cameras, show us your winning smiles, and just wave to us on the call. So let's have our winners turn on their cameras and give us their best smile. Okay, so I can see like a comment that one of the winners said they might not be able to. Okay, he has been able to turn it off. So congratulations! I can see the top prize winner here. Congratulations to you. And then I can see Henry, those with the winning faces. Congratulations to you, Kerry. Think our third place winner is yet to turn on our cameras, but then these are the winners of this year's Sahel Scholar Speech Competitions. Congratulations, guys. And as it is our culture here, we love to take group pictures. Like, if you are, so now we're going to have everybody turn on their cameras. So turn on your cameras. Let's take a group picture. This is your evidence to show that you were here. And also, you can take a screenshot from your end, post on your social media handles, whether it is LinkedIn, Instagram, TikTok, anywhere, like any social media handle you can think of, we are there. So turn on your cameras. We want to see everybody's camera turned on. We are going to give our best smiles. And you, as we're screenshotting from here, we want you to screenshot from your end. So these pictures is not just for our winners, it's for everybody on the call. So I want to see pictures. Thank you, Jidaida Abraham. I can see your picture. I'm seeing Sadiq, Bilda, Afum, Grace, Nehemiah, Daniel, Yakubu. Amazing. I'm seeing your beautiful faces. Let's keep on. Let's get more people to turn on their cameras. Okay. So we are going to be in the count of 3. We are going to give our best smiles. Like, I want to see your 32s. That's if all your 32s are out. Actually, mine is not yet 32 yet. So we are going to give our best smiles. What's this new trend? They say it's chakam. So as we are Gen Zs now, I'm trying to be a Gen Z right now. So we are going to give in the count of 1, 2, 3. We are going to give our best smiles. Like, yours should be wider than mine. So 1, 2, 3. So that chakam. So let's smile, everybody. Thank you. Some people are not smiling enough. I'm not seeing your teeth. Great, amazing. So as you are doing your best smile, also be screenshotting from your end and post on your status, on your social media handle. Don't forget to use the hashtag SSC2025. That's how we'll see you and repost you too. Amazing. Thank you so much, everybody. Thank you so much. Okay, so team members, I hope we've taken the screenshot. Great. Thank you so much to everyone who has joined in today's session, to our guest speakers, our keynote speakers, our moderators, and to you, our amazing participants. You have done amazing. We have no doubt that you have benefited greatly from this event so far. We encourage you to post. Like I've said, please post tag Sahel Consulting, Sahel Capital, African Food Trend Makers, and share your key takeaways. What stood out for you from this session? What are you going to take away from today that, okay, from this year's conference, this is what stood out for me, and this is how I'm going to replicate it, put it to action. And so it's time now to officially end this session and to deliver the vote of thanks. I have the privilege of calling on our virtual stage Ruth Egwe. She's our operations manager here at African Food Change Makers. Ruth is a versatile, tech-savvy, and innovative social entrepreneur, an organizational development engineer with over 20 years of experience in branding, project management, people, and change management. So with a resounding virtual clap, let's welcome Ruth to the virtual stage. Over to you, Ruth.
Thank you very much, Anna. Can you all hear me?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So on behalf of Sahel Scholars Conference Organizing Team, comprising the team members from Sahel Consulting, Sahel Capital, and African Food Change Makers, I want to say a big thank you to each and every one of you for making today's virtual event a success. Your participation, engagement, and enthusiasm have truly been inspiring. I've been looking at the pictures of all the students from around Africa, and it's been very inspiring to us, and we are honored to have had the opportunity to connect with you all. To our esteemed speakers, both for the keynotes and the breakout sessions, we extend our sincere gratitude for sharing your expertise, your experiences, and for sharing all your insights with our students. Your passion for food and agriculture has undoubtedly ignited a spark in every young mind in this place, and we hope that this translates to an ardent pursuit of careers in this vital sector. To our students, we commend your eagerness to learn, your eagerness to grow and contribute to the future of food and agriculture. Your presence and active participation have made this event a truly enriching experience for everyone. We also appreciate the technical support team for ensuring a seamless virtual experience with all the games, with all the breakout rooms, our organizing committee for their tireless efforts behind the scenes. As we conclude this event, we hope that the resources and opportunities shared today will empower you to pursue your dreams and make a meaningful impact in the food and agriculture sector. We look forward to staying connected with you all and supporting your journey in any way we can. Thank you once again for your participation, and we wish you all the best in your future endeavors. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ruth, for this heartfelt closing remarks. As we draw the curtain for this year's conference, we would love to extend our deepest gratitude again to you as speakers, especially the students who took out time, your resources to be here with us, your support. You've been engaging, like from the beginning of this session all the way down. I can see the chat box was always on fire. There was engagement. And I'm still seeing the engagement is still going. Literally, it feels like we don't want to end, but everything they say comes to an end. So thank you so much for your engagement, your support. It was really inspiring. And thank you for making today's success. Today's event is success. So, but before we go, there's something we always do here at here. We love to call ourselves here change makers. Like, so you students, you are students here. If you know that you're going to take the learnings from today, and you are going to make Africa's future better, I want you to go to the chat box and type, I am a change maker. Not I'm going to be a change maker, that you are a change maker. So if you know you're a change maker, you're making changes to Africa's agri-food landscape. You're going to contribute your quota to improving our continent, your country, your local community, even from your school. And also going to be taking these learnings that you've gotten from today's session and take it further, share with people around you, and also encourage more students to be part of, to be more passionate about what they are doing here. Thank you so much. I can see a lot of persons writing, I'm a change maker, I'm a change maker, I'm a change. Amazing, that's great. So take this, that you're going to move ahead, become a change maker, change the face of Africa. Amazing. Thank you so much, everybody. We're going to hold you to your words that you're going to be a change maker in the future. Remember that this conversation does not end here. Stay connected with us, engage with us on social media, stay in sync with what we do every time. And you can only do that by following us on social media. And I believe my colleagues will still drop the link so that you can follow us and stay tuned. Like, you can never know. We have a lot of initiatives you can always benefit from, especially for students. So I also hope you're going to keep this conversation going and share what you learned from today's event. Ensure that you do a ripple effect and ensure somebody also learns from you, gets inspired from what you're doing also. Thank you once again for being part of our journey towards a more brighter and a sustainable future for Africa. On behalf of all of us at Sahel Group and Africa Food Change Makers, I would say enjoy the rest of your day, and may we continue to drive impactful changes in our community. God bless you and God bless Africa. Bye, everyone.